from Homestead, and we are doing renovations. Now, it's getting rather cold outside, and we're not doing as many projects outside anymore with temperatures dropping so low. So we're going to be doing some renovations for this winter. Now, we've been wanting to do renovations since we moved here a year ago. We did do some painting and putting down baseboards in some main common areas to make things livable. And I also painted the master bathroom and closet. But that's as far as it went. Renovations take money. And we were really focused on getting some things done outside so that we could have a garden and chickens and so on. So that's been our focus. But now that it's winter, we're going to be looking inward a little bit more. So one of the first renovations we're going to do is taking down walls of the office. Now, when we first moved here, there was an office that was touted as a 5th bedroom, but it didn't have a closet or a door. And we did put a small twin bed in there just for occasional guests, but we didn't really need it, except the person who has this room is the only person who was using the office. And it was a rather small room, and they were hoping to take out this wall and combine these two rooms so that they would have space for all of the things that they needed to use for their electronics. And they were the only ones that used the space, so that was kind of a no-brainer. This room is very empty because the person who we're enlarging this space for is gone for a couple weeks, and their birthday is next month, and so this is my birthday present, trying to get this renovation completed while they're away. What we are going to be focusing on is trying our best to not damage the wall too much so that we can reuse a lot of the materials. We want to be able to use the framework, 2x4s and things like that on the inside, and if we can, save some of the drywall so that we don't have to purchase quite so much. We've broken down the whole project into 6 phases. The first phase is to take out this wall here between the bedroom and the office, and we're going to do our best to not damage very much of the materials. We'll see how successful we'll be at that. And that might be why it takes us longer to do, because we're being careful. But the second phase is going to be just demoing this door and the door frame so that we can just move it all and install it here. As you see, there is no door here. Now the third phase is taking out the wall on the other side of the room. This wall here is kind of a closet space. We already have taken out, when we first moved here, a counter that was here. I guess was supposed to be like a desk, but the person who uses this office had their own desk, and so we took this out so they could put their desk in there. And then it had some shelves here up above that they used, but we're going to be taking those shelves down and moving this wall out to this space here, because we want to enlarge the space on the other side of the wall, which is the laundry room. And the laundry room is a very narrow corridor out the back door, and we use it quite a bit. And it's also our mud room where we put our shoes, where Diana comes in, where we clean her up, when she's coming from outside, and so we need a little more space in that mudroom, laundry room, breezeway area. So we're going to move a couple feet in to give us a little more space over there. So that's going to be our third phase. Then our fourth phase is building the wall. After we've demoed that wall to the laundry room, then we're going to rebuild that wall in a couple feet. Then our fourth phase is going to be putting in the door into this doorway here. We're going to build a support wall around the door frame so that we can install that door. And then the fifth phase will be electrical. We don't have a lot of electrical on this wall, but there is some. And we're going to need to move it over to this wall here. The light switch for the room over there is on this wall, so we'll move it over to this wall. There's a little bit of electrical that we'll have to deal with from the laundry room and from the bedroom that are in these two walls that we'll be taking out, and so we'll be needing to move them into the permanent walls. The sixth phase will be doing the finishing work after we've taken out this wall and closing in the wall where we've taken out the door in the hallway. So, wish us luck, and we begin. So, day 2, we've got the door out. It's a modular, so everything is very lightweight and cheaply made. Unfortunately, we don't have the funds to be able to replace it with better materials, so we're just going to make do with what's here. And so this will be filled in with framing and drywall, and we'll be setting it up in this doorway over here. Frame it in, the door set over there in the office area. The studs here we didn't get out the first day because there is wiring going through And so we had to get some caps to disconnect these outlets from this wiring so we can get it out of these studs, so we can pull the studs out and then repair, of course, the space where it was. But we're also going to be working on this back wall now. We're going to be getting this wall taken out. So, we've got the door moved here, and we have framed out the opening from the office and put the door from the other end of the hallway here. We used the wood from the wall that was here to frame out the opening here. And then, of course, took the door from the bedroom and put it here in the doorway. So now we just need to get the drywall patched in on both sides. And then where this door came out of, we have framed up the doorway, closed it off, and now we're starting to put the drywall in using the drywall that came out of this wall here that we demoed to put it in to close off the doorway. We also used the framing wood from this wall here to fill in here. We didn't have to buy any materials for either of those spaces. It's all just reused material. Okay, the doorway here is now boarded and taped. One step closer. We also have the door that's installed and framed out. We now have boarded with the drywall that we took out of this wall that we took out. We used the big pieces of drywall to wall in the framework that we put here. We just need to get that mudded and taped. Ran out of mud, so we'll have to get back to the store to be able to finish that up. We also have it walled up out here. Taped it until I ran out of mud. But the doorway is almost non-existent once we get it taped up and painted. And the baseboards put back in. And we also have this side of the doorway where we framed it around the door that was installed. All boarded up or walled up with the drywall that we used. Unfortunately, this wall is not straight, so we have a bit of a lip sticking out. But we had to do that because the door has to be level for it to close and open properly. So, unfortunately, that left us with a lip on this side of the wall because it was not level. And I guess that's probably because there wasn't a doorway here before and they didn't need it to be level, I guess. They just had an opening for the office. So, anyway. We've got that done. So we still need to get this wall moved out to this level here so that we have more space at the back breezeway to have like a mud room so that we can put our boots and coats and things because we use this back door quite a bit. And there's just not a lot of space with the washer and dryer there. So we're just going to move that frame out to here, keeping the wires and everything inside. And then it's just a matter of this last little bit here, getting this wall finished off where we took it out. Get the wires in the wall and then finish off the wall. And we have some bits of carpet in the hallway left from when they did carpeting. So we will be laying that in here where the wall used to be. So we have this wall taken out completely between the laundry room and the office. And now it's just a matter of getting it moved back 2 feet and all the wiring. That's going to be the big job because we're not electricians. So we're just trying to figure it out as we go and doing a lot of YouTube searches and tutorials. But that's our next step, is getting the new wall put in. Okay, so we have the other side of this wall put in already. We've got the framing done. We use the same studs that we pulled out from this wall here. And we have now moved it back 2 feet, and we have the back side or the bedroom wall put in, and now we just need to get it all cleaned up and put in the wall here, finish the electrical, make some shelves so we can get our electronics up. I'm going to be getting a new floor in this laundry room, but I'm going to do it when I do the kitchen flooring. I'm very anxious to replace the floor. So I probably won't get that done right away because I want to completely remodel the kitchen as well as the remodel that we've been doing here, but that's going to cost a lot more. This one, fortunately, I've only spent about $100 for some new drywall and some mud and tape and that kind of thing. And so it's been a rather inexpensive renovation, so I'm pretty happy about that. Okay, we are almost done. We have finished the bedroom, It's been completely textured and painted and all put together, and it turned out wonderful. I'm very happy. The occupant is now home and is very happy with the results. We just have this last little bit of the laundry room to finish up. I've got one coat of the mudding done. Need to do some sanding, a second coat, some texturing and paint. But we can take our time with this one. I'm so excited that we got the bedroom done in time. The last day was a bit long, but I'm so grateful it's done. And of course the hallway is done as well. So all of it turned out great, and I'm just very pleased with how it turned out. Thank you so much for joining me on this renovation journey. It's really been exciting to see it all come together. I'm so grateful for you. Please subscribe and like. Until we meet again.